money, hold up, got a cutter, lot of order, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, bitch, on a, wanna.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Long time no see, I know. Thank you guys for coming back. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a Q&A / a little bit of an informative video about my job. I've been getting a lot of questions about my job. I have a few here and there just about the military in general. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, I'm gonna introduce my job, okay? So if you guys have not seen any of my other videos, my job in the Air Force is material management, and that's supply. For most people who don't know, we manage the materials, you know what I'm saying? When I first started talking about my job on other videos, I was working in IPE, which is one of the sections in material management, and IPE stands for Individual Protective Equipment. So in IPE, we give out CBRN items for training, vests for training, vests for deployment, things for deployment as far as like gas masks, boots, sleeping bags. Some IPE sections at different bases give out different things, but for the most part, we all give out the same thing. Some IPE sections are ran by civilians, but in my section, we had a civilian and we also had regular military members. So to sum it up, anything you would need for a deployment and TDY or training. So if you are in a place like me, we give out cold weather gear. So your parkas, undergarments as far as like long sleeve shirts. You know, you have your regular Coyote Brown t-shirt for your uniform. We give out Coyote Brown like turtlenecks, gloves. We give out jackets. We give out stuff like that where I'm located. So if you guys don't know, I am located in Alaska. That's basically what IPE is. If I had to rate IPE from a scale of 1 to 10, I 7.5, maybe an 8 on a good day. It really depends on where you're located, how messed up your warehouse may be, how nice your warehouse may be, your leadership, of course. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I think it is definitely a good job to kind of start off with as far as going into material management. I don't really learn much in tech school about it. It definitely is a good starter position, I would say. In my opinion, it's pretty easy. You get to learn the system as well as like how you learned it in school. But like I said, in tech school, you don't really learn much about IPE. Nobody really talks about IPE. I've been in my new section, which is inventory and inspection, for about a month now. I like it. The side that I am on is inventory, and inventory is exactly what it is. We inventory things in the warehouse or different warehouses across the base. So we are the people who count assets. If we are referring back to IPE stuff, we will count the IPE things as well to make sure that they have their right counts in the system and physically. So basically, we have to go to a warehouse location, and let's say there are Barbies in this location. As long as there's 500 Barbies in this location in the system and 500 Barbies in this location physically, like going to actually count it, put it in the system, and that location is good to go. There's also inspection, and inspection is more of stuff that's by the book. So following regs, making sure things are not out of date, making sure things are in the right place, of course, as well as inventory does the same thing. Making sure your items are properly sanitized, which means you don't have extra stickers on there, you don't have extra stuff coming out of the boxes or the bins or the location in general. Make sure that it's labeled correctly, that it's following the correct rules, following the correct regulations, and all that good stuff. So that is inventory and inspection. I will try to do a few videos on what I do in inventory, but honestly, it's just counting. So the next section that I have is storage. I'm not in storage, but we work with storage as far as inventory because we do have to count items in storage. So in storage, another part of the warehouse where we just keep stuff, things, tires, nuts, bolts, whether it's poles, sheet metal, headphones, stuff for the planes, stuff, a lot of items that you would find in storage. So central storage is the name of that section, and that is basically what it is, central storage, where everything is basically stored. In my case, we have F-16s, F-35s, those are jets, and so we keep a lot of their stuff in storage. And honestly, it's a lot of different things. Some stuff that I've counted, screws, I counted screws so many times. I'm literally so sick of counting screws. So central storage basically holds parts, also ships out parts, also has parts for maintenance. So if maintenance calls and they need a part, they will call central storage. I hope that made sense. I can't really speak on storage that much because I don't know much about it. I might get somebody to help me make a video on that part if you guys want to know, but I don't really know much about that section. So Next section, we have DMS, Decentralized Material Support. So DMS basically works directly with maintenance, and those are the people that work on the flight line, the ones that smell like literal outside and oil. So in some cases, people from DMS will come to central storage, like get parts that are needed for whatever jet or whatever they're working on. Never worked DMS. I don't even know. I think I only know like 2 people that work DMS. So we also have customer service or customer support. Customer service is basically just exactly what it is. Customer service, you are helping people that call or come in for different things that involve the warehouse, that involve the mission. Basically just like a call center kind of. Know a little bit about that as well because my friend did work there, but we have not talked about customer service like that. And I was supposed to get moved to customer service, but I didn't. But that's okay because I like where I'm at. But basically customer service is computer work. It is a desk job. DMS is a desk job kind of, but like I said, you do go to storage to pick up your assets that you order or whatever the case may be. Storage is not necessarily a desk job, like pulling orders and putting stuff away and stuff like that. So it's not a desk job all the way, but you do system things. Inspection is mostly kind of computer work. Inventory is computer work and movement, but I would say it's mostly movement. So those are a few things to sum up material management. If I missed anything, I'm so sorry. I could definitely try to get some more information for you guys. So that's to sum up material management. Let's talk about some of the questions that I have received. I plan on joining the Air Force too. I like material management because it's the same as my civilian job. What are some pros and cons of this job? Is it difficult? I don't think the 2 jobs that I've had are difficult. From other people's perspective, I do not think they think that material management is difficult as well. So I will say a pro of it is that it's not hard. It's really easy to learn your job as long as you pay attention. As long as you pay attention, you're not super careless about anything, because when you think about it, any little thing can definitely mess up the mission. And I have learned that about my time in my job, that little things can mess up the mission and make it into a bigger situation than you just dropping a screw or you misplacing something or you not putting the right quantity in the system, if that makes sense. I would say a pro is we don't really have to work weird ass crazy hours. We can work regular hours as far as 7:30 to 4:30, and if you get off early for PT, you get off early for PT. If not, you don't. Other than that, as far as exercises, you will basically work a 12-hour shift, which is really not that bad either. It could literally be so much worse. Some people, like maintenance and stuff like that, they work longer hours, or you could be like our first responders and work 3 days straight or whatever the case may be. So I do think that's a pro, that you do not have to work any longer than 12 hours, to be honest. You might reach 16, but I highly doubt it. Depends on the situation. Another pro is that you can go anywhere in the Air Force with this job. So you can go to any base with this job. Every base needs supply. There's always somebody that's going to need something. There's always somebody that's going to need some supplies. So you can go to any base with supply, and I think that's great, because if you're somebody that wants to go overseas, you have like a great chance of going. Can you give any tips on studying for the ASVAB? Now, I'm not the best test taker. So the ASVAB, I took it a couple times. It was not the easiest thing for me. So what I do suggest is you guys study for sure. I'm actually about to take it again, because you can take it once you're in the military. You won't lose anything. If you do great, that just goes towards you being able to cross-train, which is also a great thing. So if you end up getting material management and you don't like it, you can cross-train to another job as long as you qualify for that job. Medically, on the test, all that good stuff. I'm going to be taking it again. Now, only reason why I'm not going to really study for mine is because I have already taken it and I have lived the military lifestyle for like the past 2 years now. So I am going to be taking the test based off of military knowledge that I already have. Most people do not already have military knowledge when they take the ASVAB, or the ASVAB is just hard for them because they're brushed up on their math or their reading or whatever the case may be. My biggest issue was the arithmetic reasoning, and those are word problems, and some of the math stuff. That was my biggest issue. So I mostly practice studying for what I failed at the most. So a big tip is, if you want to take the ASVAB, right, and you know that you are not like eligible to actually get in yet, because say you are in high school and you still have 2 years left in high school. Score for the ASVAB only useful for 2 years. So if you take it and you have 2 years left, you will have to take it again once you graduate. I took it in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade, and then I took it once I got out. I will say the only time I actually took it serious was when I got out. But since I have seen the test multiple times over and over again, it kind of came second nature somewhat, but then I took a break in between and just didn't do it at all. So if you are in college right now and you're thinking about joining, take the college knowledge that you have right now and apply that to the ASVAB if you want to take it. Now, some people will go take the ASVAB and they will knock it out of the park. I was not one of those people. I had to study and I had to do a lot more work than others would do. So one website that I will recommend, I'll put it on the screen, I'll put it down below. I think it's called ASVAB for Success. It's like $40 every time you do it, but I'm telling you, it's so good. I swear by it. I honestly might even do it again for this next ASVAB that I'm about to take. But yeah, that's the tips I have for the ASVABs. The next question is about my jewelry, my septum. So how are you keeping your septum from not closing? I have an industrial and I don't want it to close when I serve. So now you can wear spacers. The AFI on that is kind of like tricky, so I think for some parts of it, it depends on your supervisor. I wear my nose ring spacer, so it's clear. You can't really see it because I'm wearing makeup. But my septum, I don't even have in right now. Sometimes I tuck it in so you can't see it, or I just don't wear it because I like to wear a full like hoop. But if you do have like the septum, the horseshoe one, you can just stick it up and nobody's gonna be in your nose. If you're gonna go to a doctor's appointment, I suggest, you know, kind of taking it out if you can. Yes, my septum is fully healed. If you guys have not seen that video, I'll put it in a card up here and I'll put it down below. I'm also gonna do an update on that soon. But I would recommend spacers. She says they have their industrial. I would get spacers for that as well. You can get small spacers, so you'd have to do one here and one here and one here, if I'm correct. It goes across, so they'd have to be separate. It couldn't be like a spacer bar. So yes, that's my take on jewelry. My son is in tech school. Any suggestions or tips? I have a video about tech school, so as far as that goes, I will put that video below and in a card somewhere, because I think all my tips are in that video. So if you guys have not seen that video, go check that out. It has a lot of information in it about tech school. The next question is there such thing as a 2-year or 3-year contract? There's only a 4 and 6 year contract. So you can do 4 years, and if you want to extend, or if you want to re-enlist, then you have your options. The next question, and I get this question very, very often. Is it true that if you don't put any overseas bases on your dream sheet, you will only get state bases? I've heard many things about this. So you can put all stateside and you'll get an overseas base, or you can put all overseas bases and get a stateside base. That does, like, really your dream sheet is just ideas. If they want to pull from that, they can, but honestly, the Air Force is going to put you wherever they think you need to go. Not where you deserve, but where you need to go, because you have to support the bigger picture. I did not have Alaska on my dream sheet, but I got Alaska. So that just kind of tells you everything. But I'm actually kind of glad I got Alaska, because Alaska is considered an overseas base. It's easier for you to be able to choose where you want to go next. You kind of get to choose. So if you're overseas, like Korea, Japan, Germany, Turkey, Alaska, if you're at an overseas base, you do kind of get to choose where you want to go. If you want to stay overseas, I think doing an overseas base off rip is the easiest way you can stay overseas if you want to. I kind of want to go to Korea next. I'm not really sure just yet, but Korea is a 1-year tour. So I'm trying to go there to be able to stay overseas so I can go to Germany. So you can kind of work it in your favor, but sometimes people wanted Alaska and they got Alaska because they put it on their dream sheet, because a lot of people aren't coming here. So I won't say putting whatever all stateside on your dream sheet means you're gonna get stateside, and putting all overseas means you're gonna get overseas. Now you can put Alaska, Germany, Japan, Korea, however many you want overseas bases, and you could be lucky and get an overseas base, or you good overseas base. You could be lucky and get, you know, Ramstein or whatever. You could be lucky and get Korea, Kunsan or Osan, but you know, I think Kunsan is the best one. Maybe it's Osan. I don't know. You could get any of those. because you put them on your dream sheet, or you could get Alaska because Alaska is in need of people at certain bases here. So it really just depends on the situation and the Air Force needs at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below some more military related videos you guys want to see, or any other type of videos you guys want to see. I will be chatting in the comments with you guys. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram as well. I do post on there. Not as often as I should, but I do post on there. If you guys enjoyed this video, just give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.